Ghana's annual inflation rate accelerated for the 19th straight month to 54.1% in December of 2022, peaking from 50.3% in the previous month. This is the highest inflation rate recorded in 20 years, with inflation surpassing the 10% ceiling of the central bank's target range since September 2021. The spike in inflation is due to the slight depreciation of the cedi from mid-December, which contributed to a further increase in the cost of imported goods, which was 61.9% versus 55.1% in November. The pressure came from increase in prices of transportation, which was 71.4% versus 63.1%, of which fuels utilities was 82.3% versus 79.1%, and food products was 59.7% versus 47.9%. The government statistician Professor Samuel Kobena-Enim was speaking at a press conference on Wednesday.
The month of November 2022, it was just a single item out of the 307 items that did not see an increase on a year-on-year basis. This has reversed. In December 2022, we identified only 147 items that recorded changes in prices higher than the inflation rate of 54.1%. This was predominantly non-food imported items, but it's always important to keep in mind the weight of food, which is 43.7%. We further look at the top 20 items that recorded highest price changes for the month of December 2022. We still identify diesel recording the highest year-on-year price change, that is between December 2021 and December 2022. What this means is that the recent price changes that we've seen since the month of November 2022 is yet to reflect, because on a year-on-year basis we compare December 2021 with December 2022. However, on a month-on-month basis, the ranking of diesel is around the 15, as the effect of price changes that we've seen, that is the decreasing price changes that we've seen since November 2021, has been recorded in our database, giving diesel's rate of change between November 2022 and December 2022 being 3.8%.
The government statistician also gave a breakdown of the inflationary situation across the regions.
Disaggregating this from a regional perspective, Greater Accra region recorded the highest rate of inflation of 66.7%, Volta region recording the least inflation of 35.6%. So between the regions with the highest and the lowest inflation, there's about a 2 times high difference between these two regions. Disaggregating this from a food and non-food inflation perspective, we did record a 9.8 percentage points between food inflation and non-food inflation, with food inflation December 2022 59.7, non-food inflation for December 2022 49.9%. From a locally produced items perspective and imported items perspective, we recorded a percentage point variation of 10.8 percentage points, with imported items recording an inflation figure of 61.9% relative to locally produced items 51.1%. On a month-on-month basis, for the first time, we are seeing a reversal in the upward increase in month-on-month inflation rate, as it did increase consistently from 2.0 for the month of September 2022 to 2.7 for the month of October 2022, 8.6 for the month of November 2022, and for December 2022, recording a month-on-month inflation of 3.8%. And this is accounting for the reversal in the upward trend that we've been seeing for the last 4 months. Disaggregating this from a food and non-food perspective, food inflation on a month-on-month basis 4.1%, non-food inflation 3.6%, indicating a 0.5 percentage point difference on a month-on-month basis between food and non-food inflation.